Hello, hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. Before we start with today's information, let me remind you that in today's session, you are invited to keep your microphone muted and your camera off. If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat or you can direct it to Elvira, Education USA. Elvira is going to be here receiving your questions, all right? This session is being taped, is being recorded, and will later be shared via our YouTube channel. So it's very important that you are very present and that you write any question you've got in the chat room, right? Okay, so let's start with today's session. Let me welcome you again. And let's start with this session, which is going to be on how to prepare a strong graduate school application. All right, welcome. So if you can go, thank you very much. Before we start with our content, let me just quickly remind you what Education USA is. We are a global network of advising center from the U.S. State Department of from the U.S. State Department Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. We are in every corner of Mexico and almost everywhere in the world. We have 56 Education USA advising centers around the world with free access to introductory information on U.S. study, higher education mostly. Our target, our main objective is students, high education institutions, governments, and NGOs. We provide accurate, comprehensive, and current information about the full range of accredited U.S. higher education institutions. We accompany people who wants to go to United States to study higher education system, bachelor, master's, doctorate, and many other options through these 5 steps. We help you research your options. We help you find out how you are going to finance your studies. We help via like this with our community approaches to complete your application in all the process, what you need. Also, we orient how to apply for your visa and how to prepare for your departure. Okay, so make sure that you contact your nearest Education USA advisor. Okay, so for today's session, we have a very special person, Marina Pasos, who is a member of the Northeastern University International Enrollment Manager team based in Latin America. She's qualified professional with 16 years of experience in international education, becoming an admission expert with a solid record of success in global enrollment strategy and management, market development, and revenue growth. So welcome. Thank you, Marina, for joining us.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you especially for Elvira and Adriana Molina for the invite. It's a pleasure to be here tonight talking to you a little bit more about the graduate application process for graduate programs in the U.S. So basically, this is an overview of what we will discuss on the next few minutes. So we'll be talking about how to find a program that aligns with your goals, how to start the application. We're going to be talking about academic requirements, including your resume, statement of purpose, and letters of recommendation, next steps upon completion of the application process, and we're going to give you an overview of Northeastern University as well. Okay, so how to choose the right program. One of the main advantages of studying abroad is that students can aim for a highly ranked world university. So it means access to better academic resources, better academic education, to universities that have great facilities and up-to-date academic resources as well. And besides, the number of programs which are available in the US is much higher than what you're used to in Latin American universities in general. Also, by attending a program outside your home country can help you develop certain soft skills, which are really high on demand nowadays, like flexibility, adaptability, communication skills, problem-solving skills, just to name a few. So first of all, consider your career goals. So ask yourself how the program can actually help you achieve your goals. Make sure that the program you choose is aligned to your career interests as well. So you might want to try and consider your pathway, your career pathway, and also allocate at least 6 months or so prior to your application process and prior to the application deadline. So it takes time to research, to prepare academically, to prepare yourself financially to attend a graduate program overseas. So you might want to prepare like a calendar of deadlines to also organize yourself. And always check the program's curriculum for the credits that you need to complete towards earning the degree. Also check the program's requirements. Just think, do I need to have any academic background on this specific field of studies? Are there any prerequisite courses that I need to complete before applying? What's the learning model that you want? Are you looking for an online program so you can complete it from your home country? Or are you looking for an on-ground program that you can complete within the United States? And of course, be mindful of the start dates of the program. As you may already know, the academic calendar in the US is actually, it starts from September, it goes through mid-May, June, start of June. Also, you want to review the university's website repeatedly. Ask for help if you need to narrow your options. You may contact students and alumni, for example. Not many of you may know, but universities, they usually have student ambassadors. So talking to those students is a really great resource for international students because you will have the chance to communicate to one student, maybe even from your home country, just to learn about their experience at the university as an international student. And also feel free to contact an academic counselor. Education USA provides counseling, and reaching out to them can definitely make your life easier just because you have guidance from a team who has experience and expertise in educational programs in the US. And well, just bear in mind that the objective of the application is not only to show the admissions office your past achievements, but it's also to present your story using your own words. So keep that in mind. And to start your application, you need to review the university's website. Confirm if documents should be provided online, if the university requires original official transcripts to be sent by mail to the university directly. Check the complete list of requirements before you start the application process. And take your time. This is very important. Don't submit your application before uploading all the required documents. If you don't submit all documents properly, then your application will not be reviewed by the university's admissions office. So make sure that you actually submit the complete documents before you actually submit the complete application. When you start your application process, you will notice that some documents which are required are standard documents. The ones which basically other students might also have the same results as you. We call those hard data. So hard data includes your transcripts, your test results, your resume. So as an international student, you will need to submit an official English proficiency exam, which can usually be IELTS Academic, TOEFL, IBT, PT, or Duolingo. But once again, you need to confirm with the university of your choice which tests they actually accept. On the other hand, there are a few documents which you have total control of that no other applicant will have the same score or the same document as you. And those are your letters of recommendation and your statement of purpose. So those are the documents which will differentiate you from other candidates. It means that you might have the same GPA, you might have the same TOEFL scores, you might have worked at the same company, but you will not write the same statement of purpose or provide the same recommendation letters. So those are the documents that will actually make your application stand out. So that's the part of the application process that you have total control of. And we are going to be talking a little bit more about these letters of recommendation and statement of purpose. But moving on to your resume. So make sure that your resume is updated and optimized for your application. So you must tailor your resume according to the program that you want to pursue. And your experience should be on chronological order, starting with your current position. And also include any articles, research that you may have done, any awards and honors that you have received in the past. The statement of purpose is actually one of the most important components of your application. Statement of purpose, well, sometimes it's referred to as a personal statement as well. It's the same thing. But basically, it's a critical piece of a graduate school application that tells admissions committees who you are and what your academic and professional interests are, how you will add value to the program you're applying to and to the university's community. So the admissions professionals, they already have your transcripts. They already have your GPA. They already have your scores. They already know where you worked. But now they want to learn a little bit more about your story in your own words. So the statement, it should describe your background. It should address your unique features, your soft skills. It should explain about your expectations towards the program that you're applying for, your expectations towards the university of your choice, the career that you wish to pursue as well. So this is the chance of you, for you to tell the university, so I have worked at this place and this is what I've learned from it. I have joined this bachelor's degree and this is what I've learned from it. So when writing, I'm sorry, there's something missing here. But when writing your statement of purpose, I suggest that you start with brainstorming. Just ask yourself a few questions before you start writing your statement of purpose. So you can ask, like, why do I want to apply for this program? Why did I choose this university? What are my expectations? What soft skills have I acquired on my previous academic and professional background? So ask yourself these questions and make a draft. Just put these answers on a paper, and then you will want to take the ideas that you have identified during the brainstorming process and plug them into an outline that will guide you through the writing process. Let me just check something here. Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that. It was out of order. But anyway, as I was saying, an effective outline will look something like this that you see on the screen. So you're gonna start with the introduction. So on the introduction, you will add a brief introduction to yourself and your background. You may want to start with an attention-grabbing hook, and then you're going to move on to the body. So during the body section, you will basically add any relevant experience and accomplishment that can relate to the field of studies that you're applying for. You're going to discuss your professional goals. You're going to discuss the reasons why you're interested in that particular university and how you can add value to the university's community. And of course, we have the conclusion, which allows for a brief summary of the information that you presented in the body that emphasizes your qualifications and your compatibility with the university and the program of your choice. So basically, an outline like this will give you a roadmap to follow so that your statement of purpose is well organized and also concise. So tailor your essays accordingly. Do not submit a statement of purpose to one university with another university's name on it. We have seen that happen. Just remember, if you're applying to multiple universities, that's perfectly fine. Just tailor your letters accordingly. The universities are different. The program's curriculum, they are probably different as well. So please remember to tailor all of your letters accordingly. And back to the letters of recommendation. So when we're talking about letters of recommendation, they should come from professors, academic coordinators, former supervisors. It can be both professional or academic, but never from a family member or a close friend. All right, so just choose strong recommenders who know you well and can point out all of your strengths to the university. Always discuss with the recommenders before submitting their contact information to the university. Also provide information to the recommenders about the university you're applying for, the program that you are applying for, and give them time to prepare the recommendation. Don't ask them for a letter on one day and expect them to have it ready by the next day. So also, but at the same time, you might also want to give them a deadline to submit their recommendations. Okay, there you go. And also, always review your application before submitting it. Review your grammar, vocabulary, punctuation, review it multiple times. So review it once you're finished, review it again a few hours later, and again on the next day, and ask someone that you trust to read your complete application, including your statement of purpose. You know, 4 eyes is better than 2. So ask someone that you trust so they can review it for any misspellings or any errors as well. And just remember to be true to yourself. So now that you have submitted your application, and now what? So as I have mentioned before, if you don't submit all documents, your application will not be reviewed by the admissions office. So always check your application status once you have submitted it. If it says incomplete application, please have a look at it again, do a checklist, check all documents which are submitted, and you will most likely find out which document is actually pending. Admissions decisions, they are made using a holistic approach. So it means that the admissions officers, they will consider the entire application when considering the applicant. So strong recommendation letters, a clear and well-written statement of purpose, relevant experience can also help you to overcome the obstacle of having a low GPA, for instance. And once you're accepted to the program, congratulations, but don't forget to enroll for the program of your choice. Confirming enrollment is actually what's confirming your spot at the university. So you must confirm enrollment upon acceptance to the program. So these are some tips and suggestions that I wanted to give you. So especially for the statement of purpose, allow time for drafts. So when you begin drafting content, make sure to provide insight on what drives you. demonstrate your interest in the university by addressing unique features of the program that interest you the most. Just be yourself. It helps to keep your audience in mind while you're writing it. Don't forget to let your personality shine through, but remember that you're not writing your essay to a friend, to a colleague. You are actually writing it for an admission officer for a university in the US. It's important also to be authentic when writing your statement of purpose, just to show the admissions officers who you are and why your unique perspective will add value to the program and the university. Also take your time, as I mentioned before. If you don't feel creative, that's fine. Just stop there, do something else, go have a great meal with your friends and family, watch a movie, and then go back to your writing. And once again, you can contact the university, explore the website. Attending events like this one that we are doing right now is also important for you to learn a little bit more about the application process, or maybe you want to attend an event specifically about the university of your choice, or maybe about the program that you are interested in. So join all of these events. Although the majority of them are online, some of them are offered on demand as well, so you can watch it later. So that's fantastic. And once again, contact Education USA, contact the university, as I mentioned, and watch videos, watch recorded sessions, watch videos on YouTube as well. You might want to learn a little bit more about an international student experience at the university. So you have some alumni testimonial as well that you can watch on YouTube. So search for those as well. And of course, avoid plagiarism. So plagiarism is basically a violation of intellectual property. It basically refers to the act of taking the ideas and words of others and pretending they're your own. So of course, I don't even have to say, but it's unethical. Your application will be dismissed. So please do not plagiarize. And also, I wanted to leave you with a few questions just to make you think about yourself, your accomplishments, and your goals. So universities, they are looking for students who will contribute to the university's community. So that includes collaborative thinking, being a constructive member of the class, but it also means, participating in research, projects, sports, and activities promoted by the university. So this is just a few questions that will also help you identify your characteristics and also help you write your statement of purpose towards the program that you wish to apply for. Just wanted to give you brief information about Northeastern as well. So Northeastern is actually ranked among the top 50 US national universities. This presentation was done with general information about admissions requirements. As I mentioned before, each university, each college, each program has its own admissions requirements. So it's very important that you check the programs, check with the university of your choice about its requirements. Northeastern, what actually differentiates us from any other university in the US is that we are #1 for co-op and internships. So it means that the experiential learning part of the curriculum is really strong at Northeastern. And basically 98% of our students, they attend the co-op program each year. So basically cooperative education is an opportunity for you as a student at the university to engage in professional activities while you're completing your program at the university. So it means that you're going to start your program and then you're going to pause your studies and you have the opportunity to work within your field of studies on a full-time paid position. And then you're going to come back to the university and complete your studies there. So right now, Northeastern, we have more than 3,000 employer partners around the US, and more than 10,000 students attending co-op each year. Our main campus is located in Boston. So we are located near the downtown area, close to a lot of subway stops, restaurants, cafe, etc. But we also have some regional campuses located in the US, in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Seattle, Portland, Maine. But we also have our regional campuses outside the US in Vancouver, Toronto, and also London. All right, thank you so much for everyone for attending this session today. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them on the chat box. We will address all the questions from now on. I hope that you enjoyed the session, and yep, I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more of your questions.
Thank you, Marina. This information was great. And we hope that audiences here will find it interesting, and they will be applying to a US university very soon, taking into account these recommendations and tips that you offer. And I had some questions. The first question here is for Education USA. So I'm going to answer this question. How do I contact my Education USA Advising Center? Here in the chat, I'm going to share with you a link, and this link will take you to our official Education USA website, and there you can write the name of your country or your city, and you will be able to find your nearest advising center and contact your advisor. And then I have other questions here. How do I know how I can make sure that my application is complete and that I'm not missing any documents before hitting the submit button?
So basically, there is a checklist that you can follow. So when you fulfill your application, you're going to find a checklist that you need to follow. And every time that you submit a new document, it's going to be marked as complete. So basically, that's how you're going to know. And also, before starting your application, I advise you to actually search for the university's website and search for all the admissions requirements. So you can do a checklist yourself as well from home with your Education USA advisor. So you can go through all the documents before starting your application as well. So you have both options.
Great, thank you. You mentioned that when you are submitting your application, there is some hard data, your GPA, your test scores. What if this information is not great? What would you, what are your recommendations if students have not great GPA or the test scores are not very high? So what they should do?
Okay, so basically it will depend on each university, but what I would say is that if the university's admissions requirements, let's say, include a TOEFL score of 105 and you score less than that, you might want to take a pathway program or something like that. However, let's talk about transcripts and GPA. If the admissions requirements include a minimum GPA of 3.0, and let's say that you have a GPA of 2.8, right there on the corner. That's perfectly fine because you still have your statement of purpose, you still have your resume, and you still have your recommendation letters to make your application stronger. So I would focus on those things that you can actually change, because your GPA, unfortunately, you cannot change that. But your statement of purpose, highlighting your skills and your qualifications, that you can change. So try to focus on writing a really strong statement of purpose that will actually help you to overcome a low GPA.
Great, thank you. There is another question about the resume and the CV. Is that the same or is there any difference?
Yeah, they could say that there is a little bit of difference between both of them, but it's basically professional curriculum vitae. So you have to include not only your not only your professional background, let's say where you worked, but also when we're talking about resume, you're gonna also add your honors, awards, any certificates that you have completed, your of course, not only that, also your professional background. So you want to include all those extra things as well. Volunteer work, all of these things.
Now, regarding the statement of purpose, how long should it be?
Great question. It's usually 500 to 1,000 words. So you want to stick with that.
And how can you make sure that you target it to the specific institutions that you are applying?
You're going to see on the university's website information about not only the university, but also the program. So you're going to read through the learning outcomes, things like that. And you're going to tell the university why you're good for that and why the university should choose you based on the learning outcomes, based on the program's curriculum, based on the university's profile as well.
Thank you. You also recommended to attend events that universities and Education USA offers. How can you find about these events for each university? How do you register for these events? Do they have any cost to join those sessions? So what can you tell us about that?
Usually those events are free of charge. They are virtual events that you can join. For instance, Northeastern, we just held the graduate open house, though that was a virtual open house. Basically, all of the colleges had sessions for students. That happened early in September. But monthly, we do have sessions of, once again, online virtual sessions that students can register for free and just watch information, just to watch a session and get information about the program of their choice. Basically, registration is through the university's website. So just search for events, calendar, something like that, and you're going to find all events going on online or in person. Let's say that you're flying, for instance, to Boston and you want to visit Northeastern campus. That is also possible. All right, so it's actually an in-person opportunity as well, that you can go and visit the campus, talk to an admissions officer, like in person. So that's another idea as well.
Thank you. I have another question. Thank you so much. What do you think is the most important thing to consider when choosing a university? I think that's a hard question, but what can you tell us?
The first thing that I would tell you, like the student, is to actually come up with, let's say, top 5 things that I'm looking for in a university. So am I looking for a university that is based in Eastern US, or am I looking for a university based on the West Coast or East Coast? Am I looking for a university that offers clubs and organizations? Am I looking for an urban campus or more of a rural campus? What sort of programs am I looking for? Does that university offer that sort of programs? When do I want to start my program? Is it offered in the university for the intake that I'm looking for? Tuition fees. What is the tuition fees that I'm looking for? Am I interested in rankings? So am I looking for a university on the top 50 US national universities? Am I open to other universities as well? Am I looking for a university which is focused on STEM activities, so which is focused on science, technology, engineering, mathematics? Am I looking for a research university in the US? So ask yourselves and just make some bullet points on what's your priority. when looking for a university. And then you can actually narrow down your options based on the university's profile. So I'm going to give you an example. If a student is looking for and is interested in, like, first of all, on top of everything, the student wants to have a professional experience. So yeah, Northeastern would be a great choice because we're #1 for co-op and internships. That's what I mean. So try, just make some bullet points on what's your priority, and then you're going to look for universities that fit your priorities.
Thank you, Marina. And I will add to that, yes, that the first step in Education USA is research your options. So your advisor can help you to find these options, to research your options, and to find your best fit. There are almost 4,000 accredited institutions in the United States. So there is a lot of diversity. There is a lot of programs. There is a lot of factors that you should take in consideration when you are doing this process of searching for your options. So please find your advisor because she or he can help you find your best fit. So thank you, Marina. This is great, but I think it's a process that takes a lot of time, just choosing the universities that you would like to send your application. And
yeah, that's why also it's important to prepare yourself, like give it at least 6 months prior to the application's deadline, because it is a process, it takes time. So,
and we will say a year or a year and a half before starting
I
your
would say
program.
that too.
But
yeah, be true.
So you are also prepared with all the test preparation that you have to do, and we recommend to start very early your searching for your options. And now I have some questions regarding your institution. And the first one is, how competitive is your institution? Is to get in your institution?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to give you an overall admittance acceptance rate at Northeastern. So for our graduate programs, it can go around 20 to 25% acceptance rate. For PhD programs, it actually decreases a little bit. So the acceptance rate for PhD programs is around 10 to 15%. So this is really competitive, I know.
Yeah, but that's why students need to be prepared, and they have to do their homework and look what are the profile that you are looking for. But thank you for sharing that. And does Northeastern University give opportunities to study through the Fulbright Scholarship Program?
Yes, we do. So at Northeastern, just so you know, we do have a few scholarships which are offered on a merit basis. So it means that there is no specific form. All candidates, they will be considered for admissions with a scholarship. If you're eligible for a scholarship, you will be advised upon acceptance. But aside from that, yes, we do accept Fulbright as a form of scholarship. And if you have, let's say that you have gained 3 scholarships from different institutions, that's fine as well for Northeastern.
Okay, and I have another question that may may vary by program, but the question is, what are the GRE scores that are needed for acceptance or for getting scholarships at your institution?
So I actually have great news. GRE scores, they are waived for 23 and 24. So there is no need to submit your GRE scores. Still, if you want to submit them, it's fine. It's just not mandatory.
And I will add to that, like, for example, here in Mexico for the Fulbright program, you need to send your scores, your GRE scores. So even if you are applying to a university that don't require the GRE scores, for the scholarship, you need that score. So yeah. but thank you for that information.
No worries.
And now, in what year of semester of studies is the co-op?
Okay, so cooperative education, it starts upon completion of one academic year at Northeastern. So this is actually a regulation, a US embassy regulation. So co-op is under curricular practical training, which is under the F1 student visa. So you need to complete one academic year to apply for CPT for the co-op program.
Thank you. And I think you answered this already, but I'm just going to ask the question again. Has Northeastern University some financial support for LATAM students?
Yeah, it's not specifically to LATAM students, but yeah, so we have the merit-based scholarships.
Okay, and we have a lot of messages with thank you for all the information. Thank you so much for this presentation. I really enjoyed your presentation. I have another question here, very interesting. I have some universities that offer 1-year master's degree, and they mentioned 2 options, part-time and full-time. What is the difference? What does it mean?
So basically, as an international student, forget about part-time. Unfortunately, international students, they cannot study part-time in the US under an F1 student visa. So it's part of the visa guidelines that international students must attend the program full-time. It means that you need to register for at least 8 semester credit hours. It's around 2 to 3 courses per semester that you need to take. When we are talking about part-time, it means that you would attend the university and just apply for like 1 course per semester, but unfortunately for international students, that's not possible. So you need to apply for full-time studies.
Thank you for that clarification. And I have just one more question, and this is for me. How can I access the recorded sessions? We will send a follow-up email, and we will send you the recording of the session. They are in our YouTube channel. So all the regional webinars, you will be able to find the recordings there. And I think that's it. Yep, I don't have any
Can
more.
I just add another piece of information that might interest everyone? It's also regarding the F1 visa. So I'm not sure if everyone knows as well, but on an F1 visa, you are allowed to work on campus part-time. So it means that you can work, once again, on campus at the university. So you can work at the library, at the housing facilities, administrative offices, cafeteria, gym, I don't know. So you can work part-time on campus. That means that you can work up to 20 hours a week. And that's also a great opportunity because, you know, as an international student, you have the opportunity to earn a little bit more for your living expenses. And also, you know, to make more friends, to get more acquainted with the university in general. So that's a great opportunity as well. So just so you know, you can work on campus part-time.
Thank you, Marina. I have one more question. Can I
just
enroll a hybrid but full-time program with an F1 visa?
It will depend on the hybrid side of it, because you are allowed to take 2 to 3 credits online. So yeah, it will depend on how the university actually handles the hybrid option. It cannot be more online than on ground.
Okay, so I think that's it. And I don't know, Marina, if we can show just the last slide.
Yes.
We have there our
Is that the one that you?
No, the last one. No, I'm just the closing slide for Education USA. With
I'm sorry about
information.
Yes, I'm so sorry about that.
That one, yeah. So there is the website for Education USA, the official website. But I'm also sharing with you guys my email. That's mexico@educationusa.org. So even if you are not in Mexico, I will be happy to direct you to your advising center So feel free to write an email, and thank you for joining today. Thank you, Marina. This information was great. And we hope to see you in our upcoming events. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Elvira. It was really nice to talk to all of you. I hope that information session was good for everyone, that all of your questions were answered. But if not, please contact a New Education USA advisor, and please feel free to reach out as well. I'll be more than happy to talk to any of your prospective students, candidates, and also to attend any other events that you might want to for us to join. So thank you so much for the invite.
Thank you, Marina, and thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye.